Now I've got the thing. I'm like, everyone's going on about this welcome to country. Um, I put it this way: the reason they're doing it is because history has been lied about. Now, my question always is because they go on, oh, what we did, the Brits did was bad, and I'm like, yeah, it was bad, but you do not tell the truth about what happened when Captain Cook on the Endeavour got to Botany Bay. When the Brits showed up, were the Indigenous have open arms and welcomed people on a boat? Were they welcoming? That's the first question you should always ask. Were they welcoming? Or were they attacking them, attacking people who come ashore that they didn't know? Did they just start attacking them? Or were they welcoming? Because if you're on a boat, right, and you come into shore and just someone just starts attacking you, what do you want them to do? Are you going? Oh, you should have turned around. The Brits would have gone. All right, no want to fight? Let's go. We've got guns. Bang, bang, bang. Like, do you understand? Like, stop putting it in as it because the Indigenous before the Brits got here, we all know this. They had their tribes, right? Like in every other country, they had their tribes, and if you go to a different tribal area, they were fighting each other. So stop talking absolute garbage like they were walking, prancing around like pixies and doing. They were the most lovely, caring people. No, they're like every other human identity in the world back in that time. They were fighting and killing each other, invading lands, taking it. Like indigenous and different tribes fought at each other and killed each other. Like I don't understand why we keep going on with this. It's just stupid. And I know the Indigenous know this. I don't know why they're taking advantage of weak white people who aren't willing to stand up and go, hang on a second, this is dumb. Like it is, it's stupid. Every race and creed has fought and killed each other in the past, invaded, whatever. But no one addresses that when Captain Cook got here, were they welcoming with arms? Or did they attack the British straight away, who had far superior weaponry, who would have just gone, oh, you got a spear and that, and you're throwing it at me. Well, guess what? We've got cannons. Bang! Bang! You know, that's what would have happened. Not this, oh, we were just standing there doing nothing. No, that's just living in some Walt Disney fantasy that doesn't exist. I guarantee you, the Indigenous would have signed up, and what that's probably what it's probably what anyone would have done. Back in them times, you see someone come on, you're like, yep, throwing spears, boomerangs, and all that at the British. And the British had some far superior weaponry. Bang, cannons, rifles, boom, muskets, they were far superior. So they won. It would have been a different story if the Indigenous had won, wouldn't it? Exactly. It's a bit like over in the Middle East when all the Christians and the Jews were slaughtered by the Islamic Caliphate. It's the same thing. But none of you bring up the Islamic Caliphate and tell all of Islam to pay the Christians and Jews back, to have welcome to countries for the Christians and Jews. You don't have that, do you? There's your answer. Okay, but back in like if you study like the Middle East and that, yeah, from the 7th century or for like 1600 years, Islam had a caliphate and killed and went all over the lands. You don't see any of them doing what the Indigenous are doing, do you? You don't see any apologies to the Christians and Jews who got slaughtered like hundreds and thousands, like more than we've had in this country. But you don't see that. Like you still get seeing African Christians and Middle Eastern Christians being killed today, slaughtered. Okay, you have to understand that back in the past they used to kill each other and conquer each other's lands. It was just what they did, and we advanced in thinking and technology and everything, and then we sort of realized that's wrong. and come together. But still, instead of coming together and going, the past was dumb, we were killing each other like stupid idiots. Let's be humans. No, we can't do that. We've got certain people in government and that who want us to kill each other. There's no other word for it. If you're creating division, you want to unsettle the rest. You want everyone at each other's throats because you think it's funny because you're not participating in it. You're the one poking the bear. I hope the Indigenous and white men kill each other. Funny. It's not funny. I love Indigenous people. You're creating division between us, and it's stupid. We know British done bad things, but so did Indigenous people. It was a war. It's not. It wasn't. They weren't playing cards or dice on the ground. It was war. You come to a country, right? You're the British. You're coming to a country. The Indigenous are on their land, right? They don't know you there. They say we're defending it. They didn't welcome the British. Okay, they weren't there with like you see on when people go on these cruise ships, right? You didn't. They weren't like the Hawaiians sitting there with the flowers around them, going, "Yeah, welcome to our country." They weren't doing that. I know. The Indigenous would have gone, "Who are these guys? Get away from our land!" And I would have been throwing spears. So they weren't welcoming. What did you want the Brits to do? Turn around and leave. The Brits were the strongest empire in the world at that time. You pissed off the wrong people. That's what they say with America now. What do they say with America now? F around and find out. Well, British were the superpower back then. They were the superpower at that time period. And the Indigenous were throwing stuff, and the British Empire was like, okay, they don't want to be friends with us, but we'll show them how powerful we are. That's what would have happened, not what they're talking about now. I'm a grown up. I sit there and go, well, I know what would have happened. It was just that the British were far more advanced. They had better weaponry. The Indigenous attacked, and the British went, well, let's bring it. Bang. That's what would have happened. Not what they're talking about, how they were sitting there, all innocent. That's a lie. That is dead set a lie. And the Indigenous know it because the Brits brought convicts with them to do their work. You do know that, don't you? They brought convicts. They were the ones rowing the boat, getting whipped. Keep rowing. Okay, it's not this made up pixie fantasy that you all keep dribbling for. Oh, it's been just going on, and I'm like, what fantasy world do they live in? It was basically the Indigenous lost. They picked a fight with the Brits who had far superior technology, and the British won. That's what happened. It wasn't, oh, we're standing here innocently. That's such BS. And they know it. So how about we be humans, get rid of this welcome to country stuff, and just get along together so we can stop division. And because what you are trying to do is pick a fight with white people. For some reason, I have no idea why. Because we weren't the only ones who did bad things in the past. Everyone did. It wasn't just white people, it was a lot of people. Pretty much everyone was in operation of either defending their country or invading someone's country or invading a certain tribal part. Like the Africans were exactly the same. They had their tribes. That's why you see how they've got all these different countries because they fought against each other. It's They weren't giving flowers to each other. No, they were spearing the shit out of each other and eating each other. That's history. But you keep not under actually telling true history. You're just setting agenda for yourselves. to put yourselves in some boat like you're some superior person. No, you're a liar because you're creating division between people just because of their skin color. It's dumb. It's the dumbest thing that we're going through now. When I look back at history and go, holy, that would have been a nightmare for any human to live in. Like, you just had to be a warrior. You had to learn how to be a soldier back then. There was no ifs and buts. Like, you had to learn to kill, or you were going to be killed. It didn't matter what race, whatever you were, you had to learn how to kill back then, or you were dead. So I don't know what they're doing in this history time. I think most of them are just suckers who just don't want to admit they're wrong, because I know, and you know, back then they were fighting and killing each other, and the Brits won. That's the end story. Not they were standing there being innocent, doing nothing. No, they had a war with the Indigenous when they got here. It wasn't welcoming. So what did you're throwing spears and boomerangs at the Brits. You're not welcoming it. What did you want them to do? Give you flowers? Praise you? Kneel down to you? While they've got cannons and, you know, muskets? Are you insane? You would have thrown a spear at a Brit and he would have gone, dude, I've got a rifle. Why not sort this out? And the Brit would have gone, oh well, bang. And the gun's more powerful than a spear. Like, come on. Use this. You all know that's what happened. They got here, the Indigenous were throwing spears and boomerangs, and the Brits went, okay, we're far for superior. Boom. It's sad, but that's truth, not a lie. Tell the truth, or you'll never solve the problem. Stop acting like one group is innocent and the other people are the perpetrators. Like, you've got this mentality that someone's got to be a victim. No, no, no. You're not a victim if you have intentions of war and you're not welcoming. And we all know that's what happened. You just have to look at the mindsets. The mindsets of human beings, right? And it's there right in front of you that that's what happened. Because everyone knows who were the first ones to free slaves? The British. No one else did it. But for some reason, Brits bad. And I'm like, hang on a second. The Brits were the first to free slaves, right? And say slavery was bad. So everyone else had slaves. Do you understand that? Everyone else had slaves. The Brits were the first to say no, slavery is bad. So tell the truth. It was when the Brits got here, the Indigenous went to war with them and they lost. Plain and simple, no BS story. That's what happened. But if you keep this up of dividing and screaming at white people saying how bad we are, is that what you want? You want to start a war with white people? I'm blatantly, straight out telling you, is that your plan? You want to start a war with white people? Because I'll give you the answer to that question. Don't start a war with white people. It's not going to end well for you. What do you think that we don't know how to stand up for ourselves and fight? History proves you start a war with white people, it's going to end badly for you. We are loving, we are caring, but if you push us, we will push back and we won't stop. It's in history. Romans, British Empire, two of the biggest empires in the world that ever existed. You know, you had the Arab Empire, you had, you know, the Egyptians, like massive empires. And the Brits and the Romans were two of the biggest, and they spread across the world rapidly. Like the Arabs always go, we're, in the Middle East, it's not that big. They never got as far as the Brits. They never got as far as the Brits. I'm just telling you, I'm a white person, and I know that a majority of white people could care less about someone's skin color. Skin color. It's like it's just not. It's not an important thing. It's not like when you grow up as a white person. I'm just going to tell you straight out. We are not brought up to care about skin color. We are brought up to get an education, work, feed families, grow families. That's what we are told as kids. Nothing to care about your race. Like it's just a stupid thing that you're like most of us are just sitting there going, we don't care. Like I've got to go get an education. I've got to go to work. I've got to go pay my bills. I've got to go do this. Like this is all through the English way of life. I don't think a lot of people understand the English way, like the traditional English way. We did like the traditional English way comes from the king and goes down, and king and queen. And and they were always about the kingdom. It's never about your race or any of that shit. I don't know where they pull this out that we're out to hate people's color and that. Like it's just not a part of the British way, the English way. It's never been a part of it. Like they've never cared about it. But you just make it an issue because in the past they had wars and English were devastating because they had the technology, they had the firepower. So if you're starting a war and someone's got superior technology and firepower, well, you're going to get your ass kicked. It's just plain and simple. It's just hello knowledge. So stop the division. I hate it. I'm sick of hearing to be divisive with the Indigenous. I love Indigenous people. Like, what the hell are you doing? I mean, seriously, I'm going to say this. Indigenous people, what are you doing? Do you want to fight us? Like, just go on nationally, get all the Indigenous people, go on national TV. We want to fight all the white people. And we can go to a club, we can go to an oval or something. We can just sort it out. And I guarantee you're going to get flogged. I put my money on the table. We will flog you. Okay? We have put up with this for so long. You think we're not ready to just explode? Every day you're a racist, you're a slave owner, you're a yeah. And you're going to come, my ancestors, and we're just going to go, yeah, you're okay. And the English will come out of us, and you will go, oh, we didn't expect this. And it's like, we didn't want a war with you. You want a war with us and think we're going to be pussies? You're kidding yourself. Like, seriously, you don't know. Like, if you go push to shove, we will fight. Guarantee it. Not every white person is a pussy. We will fight you. If you want to continue calling us racist, saying we're slave owners, that we're doing all this, I mean, I'm attracted to some Indigenous girls. Like, what? How is that racism? I like your culture. I like your craft and all that. Why do you want to create division with us? Can't you like get a heart and go, yeah, this is dumb. What are we doing? Let's have peace and freedom. Isn't that the goal? Peace and freedom. Why we got to make it about race? Like, it's dumb. I'm just sick of it. It's like every day. It's just like, if you hate me that much, right, go on national TV and say we want to fight every single white person and we can just destroy this country. We can scare the shit out of children and we can be absolute idiots. Is that what you want? Is that what you Indigenous want? You want to have a war so you can scare the shit out of children, so you can destroy something beautiful that's made by humans, or we can be grown ups, have peace, have freedom, and stop the shit. I reckon that's far better, peace and freedom, and all humans come together no matter what their background is, their colour is. We all come together and we have peace and freedom. That sounds so much better than every day telling us we're pieces of shit, basically saying we want to fight and kill you. That's what it's coming across to. It's not every Indigenous, because I've met heaps of them and they're loving people. But you got these certain group who want to push this white people going smash you. And it's just like, dude, what have I ever done to you? Like, what's your ancestors? Not my ancestors, dude. No, not my ancestors. My ancestors from Britain didn't come until the late 1900s. Okay, that's when my family come to from England to Australia. That's when my mum's side come here. I don't know when my dad's side is, because they've been in Australia for before the 1900s, because my great grandfather fought in the first World War. So I just I just don't understand, what's the plan. Is the plan to go have a race war, which is dumb? It's just pathetic. It's just being spastics. So is that the plan? Do you have a race war? I mean, it's stupid, because I'm a Christian, so we don't believe that you're not meant to live of the world and for the world. You're meant to believe in Jesus. Oh, so my God, right? This is my God. This is how stupid this is when people say you're a racist. Like, my God, okay? Jesus was born in Bethlehem, right? Born in Bethlehem, which is in the Middle East. He was a Middle Eastern Jew. So he obviously wasn't white, right? When he come in the flesh, when God come in the flesh, right, he wasn't white. He wasn't black. He was brown. So my God in the flesh was a brown man, and I worshipped him. So let that make sense to you with your I'm a racist thing. My God, when he come in the flesh that I worship and love, was a brown man. Let that sink into your racist brain. But anyway, praise Jesus.